What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. The Phillies played a doubleheader against the Mets today, and they split that doubleheader, losing the first game in the afternoon and just winning the second game not that long ago. So the Phillies lose the first two games of this series against the Mets, and they find a way to win the third one, and they have a chance to split this four-game series tomorrow afternoon with Kyle Gibson on the mound. Things to take away from this game. I know in last night's recap, I think someone in the live feed said that the Phillies would lose the Zack Wheeler outing, which was this afternoon, and somehow they would win the Bailey Falter game. And that is exactly what happened. I am not sure which guy or person from the live feed said that yesterday, but if they do find their way to appear tonight, I want to congratulate them for getting that prediction right. But overall, the first game was not good. It just bottom line was not good at all. Offense wasn't good. Zack Wheeler was just shaky again. And bullpen, just overall, it was not a good game. He had some chances. Bryson Stott tried to pull a double steal off to try to steal home plate. Didn't work out there. Then basically the entire game was just a slop fest overall. And then you get into the second game, the nightcap. Bailey Falter, after a shaky first inning, honestly, he didn't do that bad. He was actually pretty good. Pretty good. Not gonna lie, that is a huge outing from Bailey Falter. He was really good in this game. Mets only had, 3 hits in this ball game. Bailey Falter only gave up 2 of those. He allowed that run in the top of the first inning, but then basically from there, he was lights out. He was really good, and he retired a lot of Mets in a row. So, hey, all the credit to Bailey Falter in the world. Then the bullpen came out and did a solid job. Jose Alvarado, David Robertson had to get a 2-inning save for some reason. I was very surprised that Rob Thompson did not want to go with Sir Anthony Dominguez. But it's a question mark why not using Sir Anthony Dominguez in this game. Maybe it's the fact that, okay, if you win this game, David Robertson gets the 2-inning save, and you save Sir Anthony for a possibility win tomorrow, if that's the case. Not sure about that aspect. That's just what I'm assuming at this point. But overall, you split the doubleheader, which overall I was not expecting the Phillies to sweep this doubleheader at all. I said yesterday, honestly, I would be less shocked if the Phillies got swept in the doubleheader. I'd be very shocked if they swept the doubleheader. They didn't, but they won tonight's game. Well, they won the second game of the doubleheader, and now you have a chance to split this series after, losing the first two, and it feels like a very now you have a chance to split the series tomorrow to get a little bit of a better taste in your mouth of salvaging the series basically from there. You still got to go tomorrow and do the job. Kyle Gibson needs to go out on the bump tomorrow and have a really good game. Every time I've asked Kyle Gibson to go out there and pitch a really good game, he has done that. We need Kyle Gibson tomorrow to go at least 7 innings. We need that from Kyle Gibson tomorrow, and we need the Phillies offense to be way better with runners in scoring position because they won the night game. First game, they weren't good with runners in scoring position. This game, my God, they have so many chances throughout this game, and they just didn't get the hits. I'm just like, oh my God, what new and bright way are they going to fail to hit with runners in scoring position? My God. So just overall, afternoon was a very frustrating feeling. Tonight, it sits a little better. It does. Mets are still a completely better team. You have to find a way to split the series tomorrow. So that's basically where I said it right there. So before we get into the rest of the stuff, new feature to the recaps, everyone. New features to the show. So now we have a hotline to where you can leave a voicemail or send a text message to the number down below on your screen, 215-839-9885. So if you want to leave a voicemail, send a text message sharing your thoughts and opinions on the game, definitely do that. It'll have a chance to appear on the show. You get to listen to your voicemail live or get to hear your text message. So overall, do that. And if you want to, have your voice appear on the show, definitely send a voicemail to that number down below, 215-839-9885 for a chance to get on the show. So it's there for future use. I'm excited to use this. I've been wanting to use it for a while. I'm just like, why not? Let's do it now. So take advantage of that number, everyone. So basically, looking at these two games. The first one, I'm not going to talk about that much because it was another dud. The game overall just wasn't good. Zack Wheeler struggled once again. I'm very disappointed in Zack Wheeler. 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs allowed, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts on 106 pitches. The ERA jumps above 3. And just overall, the lineup was not good for the Phillies in this game. They really struggled to hit Trevor Williams. They just struggled to hit this entire game. First game, they were 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. So it wasn't good. Lineup wasn't good. Schwarber was 0 for 5. Hoskins 0 for 4. Bohm 1 for 2. Nick Castellanos had 2 hits in this game. Stott 1 for 3. Segura 1 for 3. Stubbs 1 for 3. Vierling 0 for 3. Zimmer 0 for 2. Then Sosa came in, replacing him later on in the ball game. He went 1 for 2. Just overall, it wasn't good. It came to the point where you had to use Derek Hall in the top of the 9th inning just to get out of it because Nick Nelson just wasn't good. He just wasn't. So, yeah, bottom line, it just, wasn't there. Oh, yeah, Mr. W. No, I'm still going to be using the live feed as well. But if people want to share voicemails and just get their voice heard on the streams in general, they have that option just to send a call in or a text message in. So it's basically just a secondary option. But I do appreciate everyone who does utilize that option. But I'm still going to look at the live feed as well. If people just want to chat in the live feed too, the voicemail and the text number is just there for people that want to do that. So I'm not going to force you to do that. You have that option. You can just use the live feed as you normally do. So yeah, if you want to use the number, use the live feed, use anything you want. The voicemail and the text number are just there for other uses. Very excited to use it. I hope people do use it, to use it on the stream. But yeah, basically use anything you want. I have no preference on what you guys want to do. So yeah, basically, first game was a dud. So let's go into the second game because the second game is at least more enjoyable at that point. So go into this basically the entire game. Bailey Falter struggles a little bit in the first inning, was a little shaky. He hits Marte with a pitch. Lindor singles. He walks Pete Alonso. Then he walks Darren Ruff. And then, there was a wild pitch in the at bat to Jeff McNeil. Marte also got caught stealing during the Francisco Lindor at bat. So you got 2 outs in that situation, but still bases loaded. And then you got the wild pitch during the Jeff McNeil at bat, which allowed a run to score, making it a 1-0 Mets lead early. But then Bailey Falter managed to get McNeil out, basically just salvaging the inning at that point. Nick Castellanos had actually made a good play out there in right field. Then you go to the bottom of the first inning. The Phillies do respond. Kyle Schwarber leads off with a double, but then we're like, oh, God, please don't waste this opportunity because Bohm and Rhys Hoskins get out. But then JT Realmuto gets a single the other way, ties the ball game up at 1. So, okay, we got a hit with runners in scoring position. So, you start 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position on night. Basically going through the rest of the ball game. Bailey Falter was really good. 1, 2, 3, a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings in a row. It was really good out of Bailey Falter. Go to the bottom of the third for the Phillies. Nick Maton and Kyle Schwarber lead off getting on base. And then Alec Bohm doubles down the left field line. It barely stays fair. It just scrapes up a little bit of chalk, gets down the line into the left field corner, scores 2 runs, makes it a 3-1 Phillies lead from there. Bailey Falter continues to do his thing, and the Phillies continue to not hit with runners in scoring position. Bottom of the 4th inning, a couple of leadoff singles. Sosa decides to bunt the guys over to second and third. Maton, Schwarber not able to drive those runs home. Bottom of the 6th, Rhys Hoskins leads off with a double. Bowman JT strike out. Castellanos gets on an infield single. Segura walks. You get bases loaded, 2 outs for Matt Vierling, and it just went the way I exactly expected with Matt Vierling striking out because Matt Vierling can't hit the broadside of a barn. Ah, my goodness. Go bottom 6, more runners on. Kyle Schwarber struck out on a wild pitch, but he managed to get over the first base. Then Rhys Hoskins walked. Then Alec Bohm got reached in on an infield hit. Bases loaded for JT, and he pops up. And Jeff McNeil, of course, like seriously, this was going to be a blooper, a bleeder into the infield. And Jeff McNeil just sprouts wings and flies, and it's just like, oh my God. He makes the fantastic catch. It was just like, come on, give us a break. Give us a break. Doesn't happen. Can't score with the bases loaded again. And the 6th inning. Bullpen comes in. They do their job. Bottom of the 7th inning. Still runners in scoring position again. Vierling gets on by stealing a base. Nothing happens there. Then you go bottom of the 8th. Phillies actually get a hit. They actually get a hit. Kyle Schwarber triples Kyle Schwarber just limping across the base paths, manages to get a triple. My God, Kyle Schwarber. He is a madman, and I love him. Then Rhys Hoskins gets a single, drives him home, gets that insurance run, makes it a 4-1 lead. Then you go to the top of the ninth. David Robertson out there for the second inning of work, gets the first 2 outs. McNeil then doubles. Canada then walks. Like, oh, God, please don't do this. But he manages to get Beatty to ground out to Alec Boehm, who actually stepped on third base to get a force out. My God, Alec Boehm, he's improving every day. He stepped on third base. My God, I thought he would never do it in his entire life. My goodness, Alec Boehm. Just step on third base. It'd be very, very, very easier for my sanity if you just do that consistently. My goodness. My goodness, Alec Boehm. Oh, boy. I'm seeing guys in the chat right now talking about Sir Anthony. I see Mr. W says Sir Anthony is apparently he has tightness in his right tricep. Can't have anything nice. Oh, my goodness. So that explains why Sir Anthony was not able to go into this ball game. So that is joyful. That is very joyful indeed. Maybe that explains why he didn't look that good against Cincinnati. Maybe he was dealing with that injury during that outing, and then it just affected him during. I don't know. I have no idea. So going through this ball game, lineup-wise, Kyle Schwarber, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. He was great in this game. Rhys Hoskins, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Alec Boehm, 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs. JT goes 1 for 4 with an RBI as well. Nick Castellanos, 1 for 4. Gene Segura, 2 for 3. Matt Vierling, 1 for 4. Sosa was in the lineup today for Bryson Stott. For tonight's game for Bryson Stott, went 0 for 3. Nick Maton goes 1 for 4. Runners in scoring position, 4 for 17. 4 for 17. Yeah, left 11 runners on base. Please, can we get better runners in scoring position? Please. Bailey Falter, though. Bailey Falter had a great game. Rob Thompson said after game 1 that he wanted Bailey Falter to go at least 6-7 innings. And Bailey Falter went 6 innings, and he did a fantastic job. 84 pitches. Can't credit Bailey Falter enough. He was really good in this ball game. Shut down the Mets lineup, and he retired a lot of batters in a row. Really, you just can't ask much more from Bailey Falter. Jose Alvarado had a very solid 7th inning. And then David Robertson, he did allow those couple of hits and the walks in his outing, but he still managed to get the job done on 36 pitches. Still has not allowed a run yet in a Phillies uniform since being traded over here. So, yeah, you split the doubleheader. You lose the first 2. You win tonight's game. And now you have a chance to possibly salvage the series to get a split in this 4-game set tomorrow with Kyle Gibson on the bump. It's going to be very huge to try to do that. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. And you got some help today because the Milwaukee Brewers, they lost once again to the Chicago Cubs. And also last night's game with San Diego and Washington, San Diego lost again as Josh Hader blew it in the 9th inning. Even though the Padres didn't have the lead, Josh Hader allowed a couple of runs there in the 9th to allow Washington to win the game. And currently, Milwaukee lost today again. And right now, in the 7th inning, Washington and San Diego are tied up at 1. So, coming into tonight's contests, the Phillies, I believe, were a game up before the afternoon match with the Mets. So, they lost the afternoon game. They dropped down to a half-game lead above the Padres. And now with the win, they move up back to a game lead above the Padres. And if the Padres were to lose, that lead in the second wildcard spot would go back up to a game and a half. So Padres are technically helping, and the Brewers are helping you by also losing at this point. So you're getting help there from the other teams that are around you technically. So yeah, continuing to look at the scores basically as it now is going to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Washington Nationals did have a chance to put a run on the board because I believe they had a runner on second base. Didn't get the job done in that situation. But still, overall, I can't credit Bailey Falter enough. He was really good in this game. He was super duper good in this game, and I can't credit him enough. He was just good. He was really, really good in this game. Yeah, basically. Looking at some guys here in the live feed. How are you doing? Mola petition for Alvarado. Haven't seen you in a bit. Oh, Mr. W, was it you that said that they would win the Falter game and lose the Zack Wheeler game today? If you said that, man, geez, you are a wizard. Can you say that Kyle Gibson's going to go 8 innings tomorrow, shut out baseball? Can you please say that? So it happens. Even though every time I've asked Kyle Gibson to go out there and have a really good outing when they desperately need it, he has done it. And I'm going to ask Kyle Gibson of that again. He needs to go at least 7 innings in tomorrow's game, but the offense really needs to step up again. Offense really needs to step up. They need to be way better at runners in scoring position. Just way better. Just way, way better. Let's see. Julian says 34-3 when scoring 4+ runs under Rob Thompson, including 19 straight. Yeah, they've been a lot better under Rob Thompson. Offense will make or break them the rest of the season. Let's win tomorrow and sweep the Reds and the Pirates. Yeah, basically win tomorrow, salvage the series, and move on to the weaker teams. That's basically all you got to do at this point. We really should have lost with those runner and scoring position numbers, but the Mets just couldn't answer. So, yeah, we take it any day of the week. Any day of the week. That was funny seeing Derek Hall pitch, and he did a lot better than Nick Nelson today. He did. He had a lot of run, but he still did better than Nick Nelson. Yes, the Padres and the Brewers cannot beat anyone. For some reason, the Brewers split with the Dodgers, but they lost. They're losing a series to the Cubs. So I don't know how to explain that. I just don't. Yeah, then getting to the Serafini stuff. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Braves just walked it off against the Astros. So, boy, that's a nice series over there with those two. Yeah, basically. The only scoreboard watching I've been doing are these Brewers games and the Padres games. And the Padres are losing games to the Nationals. My goodness. I know they won the series in Washington, but this is a 4-game set between the two, and they lost the first 2 games. San Diego, what's happening, man? What is happening? Josh Hader has, like, seriously, Alec Bowman, Matt Vierling broke Josh Hader. I feel like that's what's happened. I feel like he has a 9 ERA ever since Alec Bowman, Matt Vierling hit the home runs off of him in Milwaukee back in May. Or was that June? It was one of the 2 months. It was just... Seriously. Josh Hader is just... What is his ERA with... the Padres just made it 2-1. Joy. Joy. Joy, 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 joy. They're not going to lose every single game. But here we go. This is from Alex Coffey. Thompson said Sir Anthony Dominguez felt some tightness in his tricep this morning, which is why he wasn't available tonight. They're going to reevaluate him tomorrow. Dominguez said he felt a little tightness swelling in his tricep after playing catch this morning. He says he'll talk with the trainers, but he probably will have an MRI just in case. Okay. Right now, we're going to just wait and see what the Sir Anthony situation is. Because if he's not available tomorrow, you're most likely not going to have David Robertson available because he pitched 2 innings tonight. So if you are in a situation where you need to win the game, who is going to close it out? Is it Jose Alvarado? Because you don't have Corey Knebel. Brad Hand, maybe. I know he pitched in the day game, so they're probably going to have to force him to... Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see at this point. Most likely, I guess Sir Anthony won't be available tomorrow, but they're going to wait and see at this point. Wait and see. That'll suck if Sir Anthony's hurt. That'll really suck if he's hurt. It will. It really will. Oh, boy. Juan Soto just hit a home run. Joy. Yeah, I just saw the Padres took a 2-1 lead. So, boy, they're not going to lose every game at this point. You got the win today, so you got yourself that little bit of breathing room with yourselves. And the tiebreaker also helps as well. So, yeah. Yeah, like what Julian said, they have a tiebreaker, so it's doubled at that point. Yeah. Phillies put themselves in a good spot in that situation. Hater's awful. Yeah. So if we're looking at tomorrow's games. Well, tomorrow's game. I don't know why I said games. Tomorrow's 1:35. You're going to have Kyle Gibson going up against Jose Butto. And I'm assuming this will be his first major league start. First major league start, it looks like right here, because he has no other stats in this situation. So it's a kid making his first major league start at this point. So make sure Phillies offense, give him a terrible debut. That's what I want at this point. Kyle Gibson, he needs to go out there and have a really good start. And did Josh Bell seriously just hit 1 too? Oh, Josh Bell hit a home run in the 2nd inning. Okay. So we're looking at Kyle Gibson. His last couple of starts did really well against the Cincinnati Reds. Overall, Kyle Gibson still has been pretty solid over his last few starts. I need him to go out there and have a really good one, though. He needs to have a really good start tonight. Really good start. Well, not tonight, tomorrow afternoon. You know what I mean? At this point. Yeah. Kyle Gibson, go out there tomorrow. Give us a good outing. Offense, go out there against the guy making his major league debut starting wise, and make sure it's not pleasant. Make sure it is not pleasant to split this series and give us a better taste in our mouths after this 4-game set is over. And then you're done with the Mets for the rest of the season. And then you move on, 4-game series against the Reds, 3-game series against the Pirates. Then you go on the road to the West Coast road trip, Arizona, San Francisco, and most likely in between that time, you're going to get Bryce Harper back, which is a really good thing. And then you move on to the rest of the schedule: Miami, Washington, Braves, all that stuff going on towards the end of September. Also, for Phillies fans that want to see, because there were some news about prospects today in terms of Mick Abel and Andrew Painter. Mick Abel made his Double-A debut today for the Reading Phillies. He went 6 innings, 4 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. So, Abel made a pretty good debut for Reading tonight. And then for tomorrow, Andrew Painter is going to make his Double-A debut. And the game tomorrow is going to be at 5:15. It's going to be free to watch on MLB TV. It's going to be free to watch on MLB TV if you want to see Andrew Painter make his Double-A debut with the Reading Phillies. After tomorrow's Phillies game, I might have that on in the background just to see Andrew Painter pitch. Because this kid's moving up the ranks. Top 25 prospect in baseball. Going to continue to move it up. He's going to be in the big leagues sooner rather than later at this point with the way they're going. Let's see how he performs in Double-A. Mick Abel's first start was good. Let's see how Painter performs. And I'm really excited to see that. I am really excited to see that. But yeah. It looks like we're not getting any text or voicemails. It's the first day of it, so it's going to be a slow process. So I wasn't really expecting much on that situation. But still, overall, I'm really going to tune into this Andrew Painter appearance tomorrow. I'll be very excited for that. Just read Sir Anthony has thrown 44 innings, most in 3 years. Maybe they should have monitored this better. Yeah, I think they're going to give Sir Anthony maybe some time off with this situation. Maybe use him a little less. But with the way he's been pitching this year, I feel like it's kind of hard not to use him, which is how electric he has been. But understandable, like when he was going through the whole Tommy John stuff and everything like that, possibly. So it's understandable to think that way. But hopefully everything is okay with him. And you're just going to basically wait and see until they do the entire checkup stuff tomorrow and see what happens from there. Yeah. It's basically where we stand at this point. It's basically where we stand. First game was just like, it's weird though, because there was a stat today that showcased just in the season series against the Mets overall, the Phillies are 0-9 in starts against the Mets this year with Zack Wheeler and Aaron Nola on the bump. And the ERA is like above 4, I believe. So Zack Wheeler and Aaron Nola have not been good against the Mets this year. So it's Zack Wheeler in his past couple of starts. He hasn't been the best version of Zack Wheeler. I do expect him to bounce back. I just have this lingering thought in the back of my mind. Hopefully this just isn't fatigue settling in with him just because of how much he was used last year with the way Joe Girardi utilized him. I know last year he was just insanely dominant, but I really hope that it isn't putting a toll on him this year with how many innings he pitched last year, because it was a lot of innings last year. I really hope with the lack of spring training that he had, didn't play it in at all. I really hope it's not taking a toll on him right now. I do expect him to bounce back, but he hasn't been the same Zack Wheeler in the past couple of outings. I do expect him to bounce back. It's just I kind of don't like him being out there and just not being himself. It's just something that I've been seeing. So, like, it's just weird that you go out, you lose the Zack Wheeler and the Aaron Nola start, but you go out there and win the Bailey Falter game. It just mind boggles me. Oh yeah, run support is definitely something else there too. Like, they're not scoring runs for these guys as well. But Aaron Nola Friday wasn't good. Offense wasn't good either, and Zack Wheeler just wasn't good either today. Just a lot of, his command was off. Even though the umpire in the first game was not good. Umpire in the first game was not good at all. Not an excuse. It's just, overall, it's just disappointed, basically, in that situation. The drinks did help yesterday, Julian. I told you, Julian. Relax and drink something just to calm your nerves there. Calm your nerves there. It's basically all you had to do. All you had to do in that situation. Yeah. At this point, looking at the updated game, they're going to the top of the eighth between the Nationals and the Padres. Wonder if Josh Hader comes out again and blows the game. That'll be very funny if that happens. Actually, just looking at the Padres in general, I want to look at their upcoming schedule. I've probably done this so many times in the past recaps that I'm just forgetting at this point. But why not? It's just interesting to look at. So they got 2 more games here against the Nationals. Oh, God, they got Corbett on the mound tomorrow. They're facing Corbett on the mound tomorrow. So, yeah, that might be a win for the Padres. They got Cleveland in the next 2 games. That'll be a tough series for them. Kansas City for 3, San Francisco for 3, Los Angeles for 3, Arizona, Los Angeles, Seattle, Los Angeles, St. Louis. So the Padres have a decently difficult schedule upcoming. When is Bryce realistically back with the Phillies? They're saying the realistic date is around September 1st. September 1st is the date that they're probably keying him returning. So the Phillies go on a road trip West Coast with Arizona and San Francisco. Most likely in between those 2 series, that's when you're going to expect Bryce Harper to be back. He's doing his batting practice. He's most likely going to go on his rehab stint starting Monday, I would assume, down and wherever they sent him. They're not sending him to Clearwater, so I'm assuming they're sending him to Lakewood, Jersey Shore, Blue Claws area. That's probably where they're going to send him. And then he's going to work there, most likely play at least, 7-10 games or something like that. And then he'll be ready to be back up with the Major League Ball Club and make his return to the lineup. So basically, it's around that September 1st mark. If he does really good in his minor league games, maybe they call him up a little bit earlier. But I'm sure they're just going to let him do his thing, get those at-bats in, get those swings in, get live ball and everything like that, just to get his timing back and everything to make sure he is ready. Do I expect him to play right field again this year? No, I do not expect that at all. He is most likely going to be DH the only time. I do not expect Bryce Harper to play right field at all. With everything going on, when they were doing the throw-in sessions, he was feeling tightness in that arm. So I'm not expecting him at all to play right field. I'm not expecting that at all. Because my expectation is when the season ends, playoffs and everything like that, I kind of expect Bryce Harper most likely is going to get Tommy John surgery on that UCL. I expect that at that point. Imagine you're just some guy trying to get into the majors, then seeing Bryce Harper walk up to the plate. It's probably terrifying. It's probably very terrifying at that point. Like a guy making his, high A debut, and like, I gotta face Bryce Harper in his rehab stint. Are you kidding me? That is actually pretty funny if you think about it. That's actually pretty funny. But yeah, that's my expectation. It's most likely the obvious choice that they're going to do. Bryce Harper is just going to be the DH the rest of the year. And then I would assume in the offseason, he's most likely going to get that Tommy John surgery for the UCL tear. That's just my expectation at this point. Because I really just don't see him going through the offseason just without a surgery or anything like that. I just think he's going to get that surgery. Yes, the rosters do expand after September 1st. They still do that. So they're going to expand the rosters up still. So maybe you see... There have been some rumblings that maybe a Griff McGarry can come up during the September call-ups and make his major league debut. I don't think they're going to do anything with Abel and Painter. They're just going to let those guys do down in Double-A and everything like that. But maybe you could see a Griff McGarry come up and make a debut somewhere. Maybe it's out of the bullpen. Maybe he gets into the rotation and just starts a game if there's like a doubleheader involved in there. So I think there is a possibility for those situations to happen. So, yeah. The rosters are definitely still going to expand coming September 1st. They're probably going to have to do some shuffling in order as well, just because of injuries and all that. When Knievel eventually comes back, when Marsh eventually comes back, Bryce eventually comes back. So there's definitely going to have to be some shuffling with the 40-man. So even though you do have the extra call-ups with September coming up, there's just some things they're going to have to do due diligence-wise, just in that scenario. But I think we are good to go here. I think overall, split the doubleheader. Really wasn't expecting much out of that standpoint. Now you have a chance to salvage the series and split it tomorrow afternoon. So you basically just got to wait and see in that scenario. One more comment right here. I don't think position players are out as long as pitchers with Tommy John surgery. They really needed Castellanos to live up to his contract next year. I do think he's eventually going to play out to his contract this year, which just it's just a confusing year. I don't know how to really explain it at that point. At this point, I don't think Castellanos is ever going to find a way to get that swing back this year. Maybe you'll see those glimpses throughout the, even though he's on like a 10-game hitting streak or something like that. Most of it's been singles. I don't think he's ever going to find that, lightning electric ability that he had last year. I do eventually think he's going to do that throughout his contract. I don't think it's going to be this year, though, or the rest of this year, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, basically where we stand off at this point. So, going to end it off from here, everyone. So, thank you, everyone, for joining the live stream. As always, do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to read those. Also, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description down below. BrodesMedia Painted Lines. Recommend all of that. Also, hit that subscribe button. It goes a very long way. And use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Use it for anything you can think of. It's a great deal. Any sporting event, concert, don't pass it up. Use that code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK today. Thank you, everyone, for joining the live stream as always. And I will see you next time.